Hi, it's Katrina! From one of the most unique porpoises in the world to a bird of prey that eats monkeys, here are 9 animals that have rarely been seen. Number 9. The black-maned lion. In recent years, images of a completely black, so-called melanistic lion have circulated online. While many of these photos prove to be photoshopped hoaxes, there is such a thing as a dark-maned lion. In early 2017, a National Geographic Explorer and ornithologist named Çağan Şekercioğlu spotted a rare dark-maned Ethiopian lion. This population is one of few who live in a habitat outside the sub-Saharan savanna, where most African lions are found. The Ethiopian lion was thought to be extinct, but a population of about 40 were rediscovered in 2016. Scientists are unsure whether this little-studied group might be their own subspecies of lion. Lions in general are endangered, despite how often they seem to appear in images and video footage. Worldwide, their population has declined by as much as 75% since 1980, with less than 20,000 lions likely remaining in the wild, according to National Geographic. An all-black or melanistic lion could theoretically exist, and there are a couple of stories of sightings of black lions, although there are so few that seeing one is like finding a unicorn. An almost entirely black lion was spotted in Tanzania, and in 2008, large black lions were rumored to be in the streets in South Africa. Remote populations of the black-maned lion are also very rare, and researchers are hoping to learn more about their genetics and how they are related to other African lions. So far, they believe that Ethiopian lions are an isolated, genetically distinct population. Locals say that the lions tend to stay in one place, so they are pretty isolated, but that doesn't mean that they are protected. Number 8. The Vaquita. The critically endangered Vaquita porpoise is the world's rarest marine mammal, with an estimated 10 remaining in the wild. These tiny porpoises, who reach 5 feet long and weigh up to 120 pounds, are only found in Mexico's Gulf of California. They are found primarily in the region's shallow coastal waters, but with how close the species is to the brink of extinction, seeing one is extremely unlikely. Mexico's illegal fishing industry is largely responsible for the Vaquita's alarmingly small numbers, with the cetaceans being entangled in nets as bycatch by fishermen pursuing totoaba fish, an activity that was banned in 1975. The last Vaquita spotted died in a fishing net in March 2020. Activists accuse the Mexican government of failing to take action against illegal fishing. In 2020, the Center for Biological Diversity and Animal Welfare Institute sued the Trump administration in an effort to pressure the American government to sanction Mexico for its illegal fishing activities. The conservation groups hoped that this would in turn prompt the Mexican government to enforce its fishing laws, but nothing seems to have changed so far. Even though what they are doing is against the law, fishermen in the Gulf of California are becoming increasingly brazen in their harassment of conservationists working to protect the Vaquita, including the organization Sea Shepherd, which confiscates illegal gill nets in the region. Recently, some fishermen rammed their small boat into a Sea Shepherd vessel, and others nearby allegedly threw gasoline bombs and lead weights at the ship while it removed gill nets from the water. 2 people were injured in the ordeal. Incidents like this make it clear that in addition to pushing vaquitas even closer to extinction, preventing illegal fishing and protecting wildlife is dangerous business. Number 7. The Seneca white deer. The world's largest all-white population of white-tailed deer can be found at the former Seneca Army Depot in Romulus, New York, in the Finger Lakes region. They share the area with brown white-tailed deer and frequently interbreed. While the species is typically brown in color, the white deer are leucistic, meaning that they carry a recessive genetic trait that causes them to lack the pigment in their hair, hence their white coats. Unlike albino animals, which completely lack the pigment melanin, leucistic deer do not entirely lack pigment. They have normal eyes and eyesight, sparing them from the vision problems that come along with albinism. In an unprotected environment, white deer tend to be a prime target for predators and hunters. But the Seneca white deer population is carefully managed, and their numbers have increased for over 60 years, according to the Seneca White Deer official website. The deer's territory is on privately owned property that the U.S. Army used for storing weapons and ammunition between World War II and the year 2000. When the Army built a fence around the depot in 1941, it's likely that several of the white deer were unintentionally confined within. This is usually not good for wildlife, but in this case, the rare deer were isolated from predators and thus able to thrive. After the first white deer was spotted in 1949, the Army began protecting them. To keep the deer population from getting too big for the amount of space that the base offered, the military allowed people to hunt the brown white-tailed deer, but not the white ones. The base opened up for self-guided auto tours in 2019, but the program unfortunately ended due to financial struggles, decreasing the chances of members of the public encountering one of these majestic white deer. Number 6. The hooded grebe. The hooded grebe is famous for its bizarre mating display. Discovered in the 70s, these rare birds are found in Patagonia, Argentina, and possibly Chile. Its elaborate courtship moves include fancy footwork and dancing cheek to cheek, and then whipping their heads around. A group of naturalists and filmmakers called Living Wild in South America produced a film called Tango in the Wind that shows a rare look at this bird's courtship display. There are fewer than 500 breeding pairs remaining, and the future doesn't look good. Its population was once much larger and has declined by as much as 95% in some places. Climate change has affected the lakes where they nest, causing them to dry up. Besides using the lakes to breed, the bird's main food source, the Millfoil Plant, grows in these waters and is consequently becoming less available. Additionally, the species has a low reproduction rate, producing one chick each breeding season on average. As if this and climate change weren't damaging enough to the hooded grebe, invasive species like American mink and kelp gulls prey on the bird, sometimes killing several in a day. Thanks to diligent conservation actions, the hooded grebe population has been stabilizing since 2014, and its reproductive rate appears to be slowly increasing. In any case, very few people have ever seen this bird, and probably never will. Number 5. The Thai liger. There is a growing list of captively bred lion-tiger hybrids, including ligers, the offspring of a male lion and female tiger, tigons, the offspring of a lioness and a male tiger, and litigons, a hybrid between a female tigon and a male Asiatic lion, just to name a few. The list gets progressively more confusing as it goes on. One of the rarest among these already rare creatures is the Thai liger. A Thai liger is the offspring of a male tiger and a female liger, making it 75% tiger and 25% lion. There are only 6 known Thai ligers in the world, according to the Barry Kirshner Wildlife Foundation, a nonprofit that houses a female Thai liger named Topaz. The organization hopes to learn more about this extremely rare and therefore little understood animal by observing Topaz as she grows up. Its website notes that researchers do not believe Thai ligers are prone to the same inherited birth defects and neurological problems as ligers, despite having one as a parent. While Thai liger cubs tend to be larger than the average tiger cub, it is unknown whether they inherit a growth inhibitor gene like ligers, who reach massive sizes and grow continuously throughout their lives as a result. If the human-made species is lucky enough to escape these issues, its population may increase. But for now, the only way to see one up close is to travel to one of the mere handful of places throughout the globe that house a Thai liger. Number 4. Yangtze finless porpoise. The Yangtze finless porpoise is endemic to the Yangtze River, Asia's longest river, and 2 lakes that the river connects to. It's one of 2 dolphin species native to the river, with the other being the Chinese river dolphin. Unfortunately, the river dolphin was declared functionally extinct in 2006 as the first dolphin species to be wiped out by human activity, leaving the Yangtze finless porpoise as the river's sole surviving dolphin. Nicknamed the Smiling Angel for its cute natural facial expression, the Yangtze finless porpoise is also known for its small size, reaching up to 6.2 feet long. It plays a crucial role in balancing the food chain in its habitat because it helps to regulate the populations of fish and other creatures that it eats. The species is highly protected as part of an effort to avoid the same fate as the Baiji dolphin. Currently, the population numbers between 1,000 and 1,800, classifying the species as critically endangered. Sightings of these unique creatures are on the rise, but are still relatively infrequent. The future is looking up though, and people are spotting the Yangtze finless porpoise more often. There is now an annual photography contest in the species' honor. The most recent contest, which announced its winner in December 2019, received hundreds of entries over the course of just a month from expert and amateur photographers alike, serving as a hopeful sign for the dolphin's future. Number 3. Saola. The name Saola means spindle horns in Vietnamese. Nicknamed the Asian unicorn, these horned creatures are related to cattle and buffalo, but more closely resemble antelope. Both males and females have 2 parallel, straight horns on their head, measuring up to 20 inches long. Saolas grow up to 33 inches tall at the shoulder, with adults typically weighing between 176 and 220 pounds. They are the only known species of their genus. Scientists discovered the saola in 1992 in north-central Vietnam during a survey conducted jointly by the country's Ministry of Forestry and the World Wildlife Fund. They found evidence of the animal in the form of a horned skull, making the saola the first large mammal discovery in over a half-century. The species only lives in the Annamite Mountains of Vietnam and Laos, and is so rarely seen it has only been scientifically documented in the wild 4 times, and none exist in captivity. The saola's population numbers are unknown, but it is classified as critically endangered. Hunting is the primary threat to its existence. Numerous organizations and agencies are working together to try saving this elusive creature. In late 2019, the Vietnamese government established the Dong Chau Ke Nuoc Trong Nature Reserve, which encompasses an area containing some of the world's most critically endangered species, including part of the Annamite Mountains. The reserve is afforded the highest protection status, banning the extraction of natural resources and not even allowing tourists in certain areas. Conservationists hope that these newly implemented measures will help bring threatened animals back from the brink of extinction, including the saola. Number 2. The Philippine eagle. Formerly known as the monkey-eating eagle, the Philippine eagle is endemic to the Philippines, hence its current name, and is only found on 4 islands out of the 7,000 that make up the country. As one of the world's most powerful and majestic birds of prey, it uses its strong beak to kill and eat monkeys, snakes, lizards, and even pigs. Adults typically grow between 2.5 and 3.3 feet long, with a wingspan of up to 6.5 feet. Despite its strength, the species is rapidly declining. Over the last 40 years or so, deforestation, habitat loss and fragmentation, mining, unregulated hunting, pesticide use, and natural disasters such as typhoons have reduced the surviving population of Philippine eagles to 300 or less, making them one of the world's rarest birds. In 1995, the species was named the National Bird of the Philippines. This recognition has helped to raise awareness of the bird and the struggles it faces. Efforts to bring the Philippine eagle population back from the brink of extinction are ongoing, but its future remains uncertain. Number 1. Hispaniolan solenodon. The Hispaniolan solenodon is what's known as a living fossil, meaning it has existed for a very long time. It's one of the last surviving members of an ancient lineage of shrews that sprang into existence around 76 million years ago and lived alongside the dinosaurs. The tiny animal, which measures between 11 and 15 inches long and weighs around 2.2 pounds on average, is one of few surviving venomous mammal species. It injects its toxic saliva into its prey via specialized grooves in its incisors, hence the name solenodon, which means slotted tooth. This ability may have been inherited from ancient mammals. The species once thrived on the island of Hispaniola, which includes modern-day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. It is found nowhere else on Earth, only occupying a small 38.6 square mile area in Haiti and a portion of the southern side of the island in the Dominican Republic. The two populations may represent distinct subspecies. The Hispaniolan solenodon has a low reproduction rate to begin with, birthing just 2 litters of 1 to 3 offspring annually. Additionally, European colonization had a majorly detrimental effect on the population, mainly through the introduction of invasive species into the environment, such as rats, mongoose, feral cats, dogs, and other predators. Researchers are unsure of how many are left, but it is considered critically endangered. In addition to being highly threatened and only found on 1 island throughout the world, the Hispaniolan solenodon is nocturnal and spends its days sheltering in logs and crevices. Simply put, to see one, you truly need to be in the right place at the right time, and probably looking for it. Thanks for watching! Which of these animals do you wish you could see in real life? Or maybe you're one of the lucky ones and already have? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe if you are new here, and I'll see you next time.